Hi, today we'll be going over the section of law known as judicial branch, going over each segment in detail and fully explaining it. Now, the judicial branch is split up into two sections, provincial and territorial courts along with two others. We'll talk about those later. First of all, let's start off with the three levels of provincial and territorial courts. The third and at the very bottom being the first court of appearance. Now, within these courts, almost any case can be heard, except for big major criminal cases such as murder, treason, and piracy. Also, within these courts, preliminary inquiries are heard, where a judge decides whether or not there's enough evidence to complete a full trial. Also, within these courts, there's no jury, which is often perfect for many cases, such as those in the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Moving up the judicial branch is the superior trial courts, where virtually any case can be heard. This accounts for big criminal cases, such as murder, theft, robbery, treason, etc. Also, within these courts is a court of appeal for summary conviction offenses that are minor in nature and much less severe consequences than indictable offenses, such as possession of marijuana. Lastly, the highest court in the provinces and territories is the Court of Appeal. Now, within these courts, 3 judges will hear your case, one being the Chief of Justice of the province. It is here that they review legal issues based on certain appeals. It is here that they can choose to dismiss a lower ruling, uphold a lower ruling, change a ruling, or lastly, order a new trial. Now, let's go on to the special courts. First, let's start off with the lower one, the federal courts. Now, federal courts deal with very special issues, including issues such as disputes within the Tax Court of Canada. They also deal with any disputes related to any patents, copyright, trademark, shipping, and navigation. Within the federal courts is a special court created by the National Defense Act called the Courts Martial. These courts are only used for those that are members of the armed forces or those that have discharged their duties on behalf of the Canadian Armed Forces. And finally, the court that everyone's familiar with. The court that stands at the very top of the judicial branch, the Supreme Court of Canada. This court is at the very top of any other court within the country. But that wasn't always the case. The Judicial Committee of the Privy Council was above the Supreme Court of Canada. Now, this court wasn't actually located within Canada, no. It was located within Great Britain. Well, many might wonder, whatever happened to this court? Well, it's still there, but in 1949, Canada decided that it wanted to stay away from it, because we wanted our own constitutional development. Now, today, within the Supreme Court of Canada, we have a panel of 9 judges. All these judges are appointed by the Prime Minister of Canada himself, whoever the Prime Minister is at the time. These judges are appointed up until the age of 75. Now, within the panel of judges, there's 3 judges from Quebec, and they're there because they know the civil law of Quebec much better than any of the other judges. There's 3 ways to get your case heard by the Supreme Court of Canada. First, leave to appeal, where a panel of 3 judges hears your case. Either that, or it's a big criminal case, or the referral of the federal government. What's the point of having these judicial branches in the first place? Well, for one main reason, to make sure that the government isn't above its citizens, that they're equal. That's pretty much it. Well, that's the end. Or is it?